All right, folks, so if you saw this headline, don't panic. Let's talk about the bird flu. All right, so bird flu is not a new virus. We've known about it since the late 90s. It mostly affects birds. Every now and then humans will get infected, but by and large, those have been humans who work directly with those birds and touch their secretions or their excretions and then touch their eyes, their nose, or their mouth. In other words, it is directly transmitted to them, and we haven't seen it spread from person to person. So those people who are infected through direct contact with birds have not been able to spread it through the air to other people. Now, what changed last year is that there was the first detected case in cows, and that's important because we have a massive dairy industry in North America, and that creates a lot of contact points between infected cows and infected dairy workers. And that's what we've seen over the last 1+ years, is that many cow herds in the US have been affected. And as a result, 60+ people working mostly in dairy farms, but also to some extent in poultry farms, have been infected. So the reason we're seeing this state of emergency in California is that they have found that 60% of their cow herds are infected, and they need to do this to create the flexibility and to get the funding, etc., to mobilize and do more testing, figure out which herds are affected, how they can protect that industry, protect the cows, protect the dairy workers, and prevent it from spreading further. Now, we also have a severe case in this woman in Louisiana. Up to date, with 60+ cases in the United States, it has all been mild disease. And that's a very good thing because previously, with this particular virus, many people have had severe disease. So it seems to have changed in a way that makes it less severe. Now we have our first severe case. We know that this person is 65+. We know that they have other chronic medical conditions. So perhaps it is something about their susceptibility more so than anything that's changed with the virus. So for the general public, there is no reason to panic. As far as we know, this is not spreading person to person, and it is almost exclusively affecting people who work directly with those animals in those industries. How do you protect yourself? Well, don't visit poultry farms, don't visit dairy herds if you can avoid it. Don't let your animal interact with birds, because birds out there in the wild have this virus as well. And there have been cases where, for example, a dog has interacted with a sick bird and the dog has gotten the virus. So don't let your pets interact with those birds out in the wild, and don't yourself interact with those birds, and don't consume unpasteurized milk. We know that the virus survives in the unpasteurized milk of an infected cow. We know that that unpasteurized milk, when it's consumed, can pass the virus on to mice, to cats. We worry that it can happen in humans, but we don't have the evidence yet, but you don't want to be the first case, so don't take that risk. So continue to follow the news on this. Get your usual flu shot to protect yourself against routine human influenza. But if you're in the general population, this is not a reason to worry.